My name is Dr. P.C. Patel, Professor and Chief Soil Health Specialist, Anand Agriculture University and Paru University, and Mati Agromat Private Limited, Anand. And I am residing at Anand, Gujarat. So, the topic of my YouTube is importance of soil organic matter to soil fertility and physical conditions. Organic matter contribute to the fertility or productivity of the soil through its positive effects on the chemical, physical, and biological properties of soil. In the formation of a fertile soil, organic substances play a direct role as they are the source of plant nutrients which are liberated in available form during mineralization. So, management of soil organic matter in agriculture. So, increase the input, vegetation or crop residue. So, from vegetation or crop residue, decaying and soil organic matter forms. Decrease the loss mineralization, carbon dioxide, then erosion. So, how we can increase the input? Increase the biomass, productivity, selection, fertilizer, irrigation. So, it helps in increasing organic matter. Then change the culture, afforestation, grassland, increase crop residue, mulch farming, manures, compost, sewage sludge. Then agriculture practices and tillage, conservation tillage, no tillage, soil cover by plants or residue, then aerobiosis. So now we will see the role of organic matter in soil. So organic matter influence soil color. Organic matter color will be brown or black. Organic binds soil particle into structure units called aggregate. Aggregate help to maintain porous, open and granular condition. The rate of infiltration and percolation of water is increased by the application of organic matter in the soil. Drainage condition of soil can also be improved with the application of organic matter. So how the rate of infiltration increase with the help of the organic matter? So the soil become porous. So it increase the infiltration rate, downward movement of the soil is increasing. Water holding capacity is increased by the application of organic matter. Organic matter reduces plasticity, cohesion, stickiness in soil containing appreciable amount of clay. It increases ability of soil to resist erosion, to reduce surface runoff by good infiltration. So what happens when the soil have the higher organic matter? Then infiltration rate is high in that soil. So when there is a rainfall, then the water has been absorbed and it will go down and there will be less runoff or erosion. Organic affects the density of soil, especially bulk density of soil, which in turn influence the soil porosity favorably. So with the help of the organic matter, soil become porous. So better aeration, and when there is a better aeration, then better root growth. And root growth is increasing, then more biomass of the roots surface area, so more absorption of water and nutrients. So plant growth is better and we are producing the higher grain for horticulture of the food production. It reduces losses of surface soil by wind erosion by forming granules with soil particles. And 9.1, it is a storehouse of various nutrients essential to plant growth. Organic matter is the source of 90 to 95% of the nitrogen in unfertilized soil. It supplies available phosphorus, sulfur, and some other micronutrients like iron, manganese, copper, and zinc, etc. to the soil and thereby increases the nutrient regime as well as improves soil health. Organic matter should be regarded as a positive asset to high crop production. So, and therefore, you know that every year or every alternate year, the farmers are applying 5 to 10 tons per hectare well decomposed green farmyard manure or compost in their soil. Then 10, it temporarily absorbs heavy metals, pollutant, lead, cadmium, etc. It serves as a source of energy for both macro and microorganisms and help in performing various beneficial functions in soil, nitrogen fixation, mineralization, etc. So you can know that the food of the microorganism is organic matter. So when there is sufficient organic matter, then microorganisms multiply, and you know that there is a role of the nitrogen fixation, mineralization of the beneficial microorganism. Then 12, it acts as a chelate. The soluble chelate help mobilize these micronutrients, increasing their ability to plant and mobility in soil. So organic matter work as a chelate, and the nutrient release in soil slowly and slowly. So entire the growth period of the plant will obtain the nutrient for their better growth and development. The role of organic matter in soil is continued. 13, it interacts with organic pesticide and it can absorb nitrogen and sulfur oxide from the atmosphere, which have implication with respect to both the yield of crop for plants and the quality of the environment respectively. The presence of coarse organic matter on the soil surface provides mulching and thereby lower soil temperature during summer season and keeps soil warmer in winter season. It acts as a insulator. So you know that the coarse organic matter on the soil surface, then it help as a mulching and it acts as an insulator. Then last one, during decomposition of organic matter, various organic acid and carbon dioxide liberate in soil, which help to reduce alkalinity of soil. It acts as a buffering agent. Organic matter has a high cation absorption capacity. It has 2 to 30 times more cation absorption capacity than that of mineral soil colloids. So you can see that the average soil composition. So in soil, 5% organic matter, 45% inorganic, that is mineral material, 25% water, and 25% air. So total porous space is a 50%. But when we apply the irrigation water or rainfall, then the percentage of the air is water is increasing and air is decreasing and vice versa. Then harmful effect of organic matter in soil fertility. The harmful influence of organic matter in soil include low nitrogen, high carbon content, which cause a temporary shortage of nitrate nitrogen in the soil. Organic matter is an energy and carbon source for many disease organisms, ensuring their longer period of survival in soil. Excessive amount of organic matter create a problem for mixing with the soil thoroughly and affect easy planting. Various organic residues produce different phytotoxins during their decomposition, which make them undesirable as organic matter. Allopathy is a direct or indirect harmful effect of one plant or another through the production and release of toxic substances into the environment. Then soil organic matter and soil fertility. So soil organic matter and soil fertility have interrelationship. So soil fertility is one of the most important soil characteristics for crop growth. Crop require nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other nutrients at the right level to grow properly and yield well. Fertile soil retain moderate to high level of nutrient needed for plant growth and good yield. Both soil organic matter and mineral composition influence inherent fertility. The cation exchange capacity determined by the type of clay, organic matter content, and pH. Eolinite, a type of clay, has a low cation exchange capacity of 1:10 milligram per 100 gram. In contrast, soil organic matter can have 100 to 300 milligram per 100 gram cation capacity. Consequently, although soil organic matter is a small percentage of the soil, it can be a major contributor to cation exchange capacity. And therefore, the farmers are applying the farmyard manure in soil to increase the organic matter content in soil. The mineral fraction of the soil cannot be changed, but cation exchange capacity can be increased by increasing soil organic matter and maintaining a near neutral pH of 6 to 6.5. In acidic soil, the cation exchange capacity of both clay and organic matter increases as pH increases. Soil organic matter also release is nutrient as it decomposes. So when the organic matter decomposes, then it releases the nutrients for the plant. Even when inorganic fertilizer is applied, nitrogen released from soil organic matter can be as much as 70% of the nitrogen used by crop like corn. The nutrient in organic matter cannot be used by plant until they are released through a process called mineralization. So mineralization is a required process for the release of the nitrogen, which is utilized by the plant. As soil organisms such as bacteria and fungi break down organic matter. So microorganisms very important, particularly bacteria and fungi will break down the organic matter. Some of the nutrient mineralized are used for their growth, for the microorganism growth, and some are left available for plant use. Organic materials such as cow dung, crop residue, and manure play a significant role in maintaining soil organic matter for cover crop. In addition to moisture and temperature, residue quality determine how quickly this material break down and release nutrients. Residue quality is affected by CN ratio, carbon-nitrogen ratio, as well as by the amount and kind of organic compound present. Nitrogen in the residue is either released for plant uptake or immobilized in the microbial mass depending on residue quality. How to make the land more and more fertile? So it is very important. Many farmers asking that how we increase the soil more and more fertile for higher crop production. So first, the rational use of chemical fertilizer. Reasonable use of chemical fertilizer can achieve the purpose of increasing yield. However, the excessive use of chemical fertilizer is also very serious harm to the soil. Therefore, pay attention to the following point when you apply fertilizer in soil. So before application of chemical fertilizer in soil, carry out soil testing and know the fertility status in soil and then apply fertilizer in soil on soil test basis. When soil fertility status of a particular nutrient is deficient, then apply 25 to 50% more fertilizer of a particular than recommended dose of particular nutrient. And when medium status, then apply a recommended dose of fertilizer in soil. If sufficient particular nutrient present in soil, then apply 25% less fertilizer than the recommendation. And how it is continuous, how to make the land more and more fertile. So second point, increase the amount of organic fertilizer input. So we should have to add more organic matter in the soil, either through cow dung, farmyard manure, vermicompost, castor cake, neem cake, green manuring. So the fertility of the soil and the content of organic matter in the soil has a great relationship. And organic fertilizer can be rich in organic matter and nutrient for soil. Organic fertilizer should be thoroughly rotated, means it is well decomposed in order to kill eggs of insects and germ in the raw material. If you are adding the unrooted or undecomposed farmyard manure or compost in soil, then weed seeds are live, and when you add in soil, then it germinated. And also the eggs are also live of the insect and germs. So it increase the diseases and pest in your crops. Third one, the supplementation of beneficial bacteria, microbial bacteria, bacterial agent, microorganism promote the release and chelation of trace element in the soil through the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the metabolic process and the secretion of organic acid and other acidic substances effectively break soil consolidation, promote the formation of agglomerate structure, and improve the aeration of the soil and promote the generation of organic matter, humic acid, and humus. So, aeration, improve the aeration in the soil is very, very important for the root growth. And I told that when there is better growth of the root, then the uptake of the nutrients via soil solution is greater, and we are getting the higher diameter production. And you know that when there is a higher diameter production, then it converted into grain or fruits. It can activate soil organic and inorganic nutrients, decompose organic matter, release nutrient, and increase the effectiveness of nutrient. So microorganisms play important role in ability of the nutrients, because in soil the nutrients are in unavailable form, but it converted into available form with the help of the microorganism. I am working as a chief soil health specialist in Shivam Agri Clinic and Agri Laboratory, Bhavnagar, Gujarat. So we are doing the carry out the soil, water, and plant testing for nutrient as well as plant disease diagnosis, bacteria, fungi, nematode from soil and plant samples. And our website is shivam.in. Then another form of our company is Mati Agromart Private Limited, Bhavnagar. And our website is www.matiagromart.com. So please contact helpline number +91 63 59 59 59 59. And we have the ICP OUS scientific instrument, and it is the latest instrument. And for that, for using that such instrument, we are we are estimating the soil, water, and plant testing. So continuous microorganism can degrade residual chemical fertilizer, organic pesticide, heavy metals, and other pollutants in soil during their reproduction and metabolism, decompose, transfer, fix, transfer, and newly synthesis harmlessly the above pollutant in their physicochemical reaction, decompose them into low harm or even harmless substances, and reduce degree of soil pollution. So microorganisms help in reducing the soil pollution, and it is we have, you know, that we are present, we have the problem of the global warming. So role of microorganism is very important, and you know that many companies have started the production or manufacturing of the microorganism in their laboratory. Then fourth one, increase the application of the soil conditioner. So soil conditioner are soil amendment that improve the soil structure by increasing aeration, water holding capacity, and nutrient. The illusion of compacted hard pan and clay soil and release lot of nutrients. So it helps in release the nutrients which are locked up in insoluble form. Clay, hard pan, and compacted soil lack the necessary space for air and water. So beneficial microorganisms make up a portion of the organic matter in good soil. Without proper air and water, many organisms cannot survive. So root require the aeration. Similarly, microorganisms also require the proper air, water. Biochar, you know that biochar is a recent conditioner, soil conditioner. So biochar is also soil conditioner and help in improving soil. So I have done some work on biochar, and I found that when we apply 10 ton corn store, maize store biochar along with the recommended dose of fertilizer of the maize crop, and I have tested on maize corn crop, and we found significantly diameter and crude protein yield of maize as compared to biochar alone. So there is a synergetic effect between biochar and chemical fertilizer for enhancing the crop productivity of the maize crop. Then influence of carbon-nitrogen ratio on nitrogen release. In controlled nitrogen availability in soil plants, the ideal CN ratio for composting is generally considered to be around 30:1. So here you can see when 30:1, then there is a better composting. But the carbon nitrogen ratio is increasing, then it will be slowed down on composting. Therefore, 30:1 is ideal. If CN ratio of organic matter is about 25:1, the soil microbe will have to scavenge the soil solution to obtain enough nitrogen. Thus, the incorporation of high CN residue will deplete the soil native nitrogen, causing higher plants to suffer from nitrogen deficiency. So, time being when we are adding the crop residue having the higher CN ratio, then the plants are suffer from the nitrogen deficiency. At that time, we should have to apply 20 to 25 kg nitrogen per hectare for better growth of plant. While low CN ratio, less than 20, organic matter help in increase in nitrogen content of soil for plants and organisms. The decay of organic matter can be delayed. If sufficient nitrogen to support microbial growth is neither present in the material nor available in the soil, it is related to release of available nitrogen, total organic content, and accumulation of humus. So optimum decomposition occurs when starting mixture ratio is 30:1. CN ratio, carbon 30 and nitrogen 1. So here you can see that mature alpha hay, the CN ratio 25:1, sawdust 400:1, wheat straw 80:1, corn straw 60:1. Then microbial biomass, the CN ratio is 10:1. So I told that when the wider CN ratio, like sawdust, wheat straw, corn straw, then slow decomposition. But when there is a narrow carbon nitrogen ratio, then fast decomposition will take place. So immobilization of nitrogen, nitrate depression until all easy carbon is gone and activity drop and microbes die. So nitrogen mineralization, low CN added. So I told that when there is a low carbon nitrogen ratio, then nitrogen mineralization. Nitrogen is present to meet microbial needs, thus do not immobilize nitrogen. So significance of carbon nitrogen ratio is in arable soil is 10:1, whereas ratio in plant material is variable, ranging from 20:1 to 30:1. Legume farm manure to as high as 100 to 100:1. So I told that more than 100. So microbe, I told that will 10:1. CN ratio in soil organic matter is important for two major reasons. One reason is in competition for available nitrogen, results in residue having a high CN ratio are added to soil. Then second one, because this ratio is relatively constant in soil, maintenance of carbons and hence soil organic matter is dependent on soil nitrogen level. Then decomposition of organic matter. Microorganism digest organic matter. So I told that the food of the microorganism is organic matter. They releases carbon dioxide and water. Carbohydrates are first to be consumed. Lignin becomes humus and slowly broke down. Decay organisms need oxygen and microorganisms use oxygen to oxidize the different compounds. Then first breakdown is quick and require weeks or months. Well-drained soil will lose 1 to 3% humus a year to oxidation. Then maintaining soil fertility. Maintaining soil fertility is important not only for profitable crop production but also soil health. Below are some farming methods and activity which can be very helpful in maintaining and sustaining health of soil. So maintaining soil fertility is very, very important. So first we have to add organic matter addition and management. The key to good soil quality is soil organic matter. Organic matter, carbon transformation, soil structure, maintenance, nutrient recycling, and biological population regulation, all controlled or influenced by soil organic matter. Two crucial characteristics of a healthy soil are the rich diversity of its biota and the high content of soil organic matter. Soil organic matter influences numbers, kind, and diversity of organisms in the soil, as it is their basic energy source. So the microorganisms obtain their energy from the soil organic matter. If the soil organic matter is increased or maintained at a satisfactory level for productive crop growth, it can reasonably assume that soil is healthy. And therefore, at present, globally, the scientists and farmers are switched over to organic farming, natural farming, regenerative agriculture, and permaculture. Then indiscriminate more use of unbalanced fertilizer. So you can see that multi-nutrient deficiency are present. So in 1950, the farmers are using less chemical fertilizer and they are taking the monocropping. There is a less irrigation facility at that time, and the population of the India around about 40 crores in 1950. So at that time, we have only nitrogen deficiency. And after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, you see here 2000, the deficiency of the nitrogen, iron, zinc, then sulfur is increasing. And 2020 and in 2025, there will be the deficiency of the nitrogen, iron, zinc, sulfur, manganese, boron, molybdenum, and so on. So why it is increasing? Because the farmers are applying the high dose of unbalanced fertilizer. They are not applying the balanced fertilizer. They are not bothered for the soil testing or soil analysis, but they are applying the nutrient in soil or fertilizer as per their wish. So as food grain production increase with time, the number of elements become deficient in soil and crop also increase due to imbalanced fertilizer use. So at present, last 20, 30 years, there is a good irrigation facility, more than 50% area under irrigation in India, and the farmers are taking three crops: monsoon, rainy season crop, winter season crop, that is Rabi season, and summer season. So intensive farming, and the farmers are using the high yielding variety. So obviously higher uptake of the nutrients, and thereby there will be depletion of the nutrient, and we observe the multi-nutrient deficiency in soil, and the crop productivity of the soil has been declined. So here you can see that decline nutrient use efficiency. So in 1970, we are getting the response ratio 13.4, but in 2000, 2005, it declined 3.7. So fertilizer response ratio in irrigated area is decreasing because we are supply heavy dose of chemical fertilizer, pesticide, fungicide, and herbicide. So we have killed the microorganism, and we have seen in earlier slide that the role of the microorganism in mineralization. But farmers are not bothered, and we are apply the excessive dose of chemical fertilizer for obtaining the higher and higher crop production. But at present, we are not obtaining the higher crop production because the farmer have made the soil dead. So you can see here nutrient imbalance lead to soil health deterioration. So imbalance in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium application many a time due to non-availability of phosphorus and potassium at right time and at affordable prices. Not applying deficient secondary and micronutrients because they are not carried out the soil analysis. Then how they are applied the deficient and secondary nutrient or micronutrient? Not following indicated management based on available organic and inorganic nutrient sources. So here you can see that impact of balanced fertilizer on grain yield of rice. So the ideal ratio of the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is 2:1:1. So Here you can see that ratio somewhat near to 2 is to 1 is to 1, 5.4 is to 1 is to 1.6. So we are getting the higher crop production, 5.7 ton per hectare of rice grain. But here you can see that when the ratio is 6.5, 1.05 and 1 NPK, then crop productivity has been low. So it is clearly clear then when the proper or ideal ratio of the NPK, then we are getting the high crop production. Similarly true for the secondary nutrient and micronutrient. But we are not bothered for NPK, then how we expect from the farmer they are maintaining the ratio of the secondary and micronutrients for achieving the higher crop production. Then maintaining soil organic matter. So don't burn the crop residue of the rice and wheat, and it is useful. So you have to incorporate the crop residue in soil, and you know that when you incorporate in soil, then it is help in converted into organic matter. So maintaining soil organic matter, it is impractical and not economical to raise organic matter level significantly, but should be goal to maintain at higher level. So we have to maintain at highest level. Then adding fresh organic matter will improve soil the best. Then crop residue, I told that don't bury the crop residue, and we should have to incorporate soil, and at present rotavator is there, and government of India will help and give the subsidy for the purchase of the rotavator by the farmer. Leave all crop material possible, don't burn residue, harvest some. So crop residue management to reduce greenhouse gases emission and weed infestation in central India through mechanized farm operation. So those who have interest on crop residue management, I have given separately the YouTube. So those who have interest, they can see. Then advantage of crop residue retention for improving soil fertility. So when you are at the crop residue, then better aggregation, then low erosion, then better root proliferation, then high quality organic matter and greater soil carbon stock. So better moisture conservation. So I told that when you are at the maintain the soil organic matter at a highest level, then better moisture conservation, and you cut off the irrigation water and you maintain the soil fertility. So effect of wheat and rice straw on organic carbon soil quality and crop yield. So from this figure 2, you can see that wheat straw returning in the rice field. So you can see here A, wheat straw returning in the rice field. Then rice growth with wheat straw. You can see here the rice growth with the wheat straw. Then rice straw returning in the wheat field C. So rice straw here returning in the wheat field. And in D, you see the wheat growth with rice straw. So here you can see here in B and D, the growth of the rice and wheat respectively, you need to require less chemical fertilizers. And when you add less chemical fertilizer, then microorganism is maintained in soil and the cost of cultivation of the rice and wheat is reduced and farming is more profit. So one scientist, Gene H. Coworker 2020 concluded that the rice wheat rotation system returning 1,500 4,500 kg per hectare of rice straw and 2,250 to 6,750 kg per hectare of wheat straw to the field help increase organic carbon content and quality of soil and promote high annual yield. So I have told in figure 2, it is the most conducive to the accumulation of soil organic carbon. So you can see the important role of the organic carbon in soil. Then maintaining soil organic matter, so green manure. So turn over lucerne, clover, Sudan grass, green gram will increase nitrogen level. Or you can use Sonam, Dencha, and Suspenia specia. So in normal soil, you can use Sonam as a green manure. In problematic soil, saline alkali soil, you can use Dencha because it loves saline conditions. Then second one, increases organic matter level and fixes more nutrients. So in a Gujarat and particularly in Anand, the farmers of the Anand and Kerala districts, they are grown green manure crop in May month, May-June month, and in August month, they incorporate the sunamp in soil, and after that, they grow the tobacco and other crops, and they are obtain the higher crop production. Then crop rotation, maintaining soil organic matter. So it is important one. So crop rotation, a rotation between row crops, small grain and legume is better for keeping high organic matter. So we know that legume will fix atmospheric nitrogen and thereby it add in soil, and there will be less requirement of the chemical fertilizer. So groundnut wheat crop rotation. So it is a legume oilseed crop. Then soybean wheat crop rotation. So it is a legume crops. Then maintain soil organic matter addition directly the farmers are adding. But I request to the farmer that you should have to add rotted or well decomposed farm manure or any manure in soil, or slug or organic waste. Industries may provide organic waste byproduct and meat scraps. So here cow dung manure pit. And at present I have observed that the farmers are not digging the manure pit and they prepare the pit on the soil surface. So it is not true. Then transforming plant waste into biochar help to improve soil fertility. I told that biochar is very useful for improving the soil fertility and it works as a soil conditioner. Then waste to manure. Then maintaining soil organic carbon, then mulches. So not economical in larger area. Then reduce tillage, leave some mulch, limit water evaporation, keep soil temperature cooler on hot days and warmer at night. So it works as a insulating material. Horticulture crops are mulch. So here you can see wood mulch. Horticulture crop there they are growing and they use the wood mulch because mulch help soil temperature cooler in hot days, suppose in summer season, and warmer at night in cool in winter season, particularly in December and January. What is mulching and contour bunding? You can see here. We can also use a mulching as a contour bunding, so help in protection of the erosion. Then mulching and cover crop. This is the process of covering bare soil with organic material, and it helps the soil to retain moisture for a little longer than usual. It also provides so it water holding capacity is increasing because less evaporation due to mulching. It also provides a suitable environment for microorganisms to thrive, and soil erosion will definitely be reduced because the raindrops will not fall directly on soil, but it fall on mulches. So the water erosion has been reduced. Cover crop also play pretty much the same role as their leaves provide organic matter and their root help to bind the soil to prevent erosion. So to prevent erosion is very important because you know that on top layer soil is fertile one having higher organic matter and top layer has been washed out due to heavy rainfall, then we are losing the organic matter and we are getting low production. Then maintaining soil organic matter. So conservation tillage, conserve topsoil which is high in organic. So we remember that in topsoil there is a high in organic matter. Then crop residue decays slower when left on top. Then the crop residue on top on the surface of the soil that it requires more time to decay. No-till soils are high in organic matter in the top layer. So top soil is the best for growing plant. And I observed that in a foreign country, particularly in Canada and USA, the topsoils, when there is a construction of the building, then they gather the topsoil and make the heap and sold the topsoil to the garden and other farmers also. So here I have taken from the net topsoil for sale. Here in India, we are no bother for topsoil. The construction people, engineer people utilize topsoil for construction. And conservation topsoil has a high in organic matter because topsoil has a high organic matter and therefore it is sold in the advanced country. Then nitrogen type and composting. Soil organic matter need both carbon and nitrogen in their diet to grow and multiply. So carbonic material is required and nitrogen is required by the microorganism for their growth and multiplication. Fresh organic matter will increase number of organisms because higher food supply. So fresh organic matter have the higher nutrient. So when you supply the fresh organic matter in soil, then immediately the population of the microorganism has been increased. They are grow and multiply. Because fresh organic matter have a higher food supply, higher carbohydrate, carbon and nitrogen. They compete with plant for nitrogen and cause slow plant growth. So here organic fertilizer feed the soil. Synthetic fertilizer feed the plant. So we should have to feed the soil through organic fertilizer. So here organic matter, plant nutrient, then soil nutrient and microorganism. You can see the cycle. Then plant nutrient. So here I suggest to the farmer that please follow the integrated nutrient management. So you should have to apply the farmyard manure or compost or vermicompost, or it is not available, you use cake, castor cake or neem cake, then you use synthetic fertilizer. But 10 to 25% nitrogen fertilizer applied to the organic manure. Then you also use the biofertilizer, because you know that biofertilizer is cheap source and it saves 25 kg nitrogen per hectare. And the cost of the biofertilizer is only 250 rupees for 500 ml. And 500 ml is sufficient for 1 acre land. And for 1 hectare land, 1 liter biofertilizer required. And the cost is rupees 450. So our Sevama Agri Clinic laboratory has started the selling of the biofertilizer, and that biofertilizer having the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and iron solubilized bacteria. It also contains sulfur and zinc solubilized bacteria. So those who have interest to purchase the biofertilizer, then I told that the price of the biofertilizer 500 ml packing, the cost is 250, and it is sufficient for 1 acre land. And for 1 liter, the cost is 450, and it is sufficient for the 1 hectare land. And you can save the 25 kg nitrogen in 1 bag of urea. Then nitrogen tie-up and composting, carbon nitrogen ratio. So we have discussed. Here you can see that chemical properties of the vermicompost derived from various waste material. So I have given here the CN ratio 11.54. So when the CN ratio is 11.54, then nitrogen is 1.3. Here nitrogen 1.3%. But CN ratio is 9.78 when nitrogen is 3.68, and organic carbon is 1.27. So when the ratios, here I want to say that when the CN ratio is narrow, then it has the higher nitrogen as compared to the wider CN ratio. Here CN ratio 11.54, then nitrogen is only 1.3%. But here the CN ratio is 9.78, then nitrogen is 3.60. So narrower the CN ratio, the nitrogen content is greater. So in vermicompost, you can see that why the vermicompost, when you are add the vermicompost in soil, then you are getting the sufficient nitrogen and your crop will not suffer because there is a sufficient nitrogen in soil. But when you add the farmyard manure or compost having the higher CN ratio, then we should have the time being, we should have to apply 25 kg nitrogen per hectare in a starting period so that the growth of the plant has been not suffer. Then agriculture technology for maintaining soil fertility. So adopt integrated nutrient management for soil sustainability. So I have given the separate YouTube. So those who have interest, they can read. And I told that integrated nutrient management is the best one. So in that, you have to use organic, then inorganic fertilizer, then biofertilizer, and so on. Then site-specific nutrient management. Site-specific nutrient management means feeding crop as per the soil test value. We should have to feed the crops, and you will get definitely higher crop production. So it is a leaf color chart, and it is adopted in International Rice Dissertation Philippines and Punjab. They also apply. So what happens? Suppose you have the rice or wheat crop, then you have to match leaf color chart, and then you have to decide the nitrogen is required or not. So you can save the nitrogen cost, and you are not unnecessarily applied nitrogen. And when you are applying the excessive nitrogen, then there will be problem of the disease and pest. Then third one, adopt integrated farming system. Then adopt regenerative agriculture for soil sustainability. Then last one, adopt organic farming for soil sustainability. So here you can see the earthworm, but at present we are not observed the earthworm in the soil because we have killed the earthworm in soil by apply the excessive dose of chemical fertilizer, herbicide, fungicide, and so on. So we have now look in the book, but I remember that when I was studying in childhood in school, primary school, then in monsoon season we were finding the earthworm on the road. So we were taken care while walking so that the earthworm will not die. So thank you very much. And if you have liked my video, then don't forget to subscribe. So if you have any question, then my name is Dr. PC Patel. My email is patelpc1212@gmail.com. Again, I repeat, my name is Dr. PC Patel. My email is patelpc, P for Pune, C for Calcutta, 12 @gmail.com. So thank you very much.